is here. So.
Test 1, 2. Logan, you got me? Do we live it? All right, we're up. Checking. Yeah, we're good there. Oh, that's off. All right. You said we're good? All right. Well, hey, sorry for the delay there. We're having a little bit of some technical difficulties coming back in from our Christmas break. We were all just a little bit rusty, including our tech team and everything else that way. But you've got Ken Winkler, myself here, and Superintendent John Burke on the call. Panthers have started the game up 6-3 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter, doing everything else that we've been normally doing. Playing really good sound basketball. The good news is we're starting the game with Vinny Martinez as our leading scorer. He's got 4 points himself, and Brady Moore's got our other 2 points for the Panthers. And so right now there's only 1 foul on the Apaches, and that'll be their first team foul, and Panthers will have the ball. The Panthers won the tip, so the Apaches do have possession as we start this game. So not a lot to report. The basketball team did a pretty good job during the Swanton tournament. Had Swan on the ropes. Played pretty tough during that tournament over the break. But then after that, this is the first time we've been home in a long time. So I know the players are really excited about it. And I know the girls are excited about playing on Friday night at 5:30. So it's been a long time since we've been able to be here with you guys. So we're excited that you're with us right now.
One thing I've noticed about the Panthers offense early on in this game, you see a lot of attacking drives all the way to the basket. Real nice set shots. There's a good shot by Bauer.
Yeah, absolutely. And as John was just saying, Vinny Martinez started the game. He had a nice, clean-looking open 3. He missed the shot, but there's good shots being taken. So that's a good sign to see. The Apaches are trying with the corner 3, and they come up with the offensive rebound, number 35, Nolan Schinninger with the rebound.
Panthers are in a zone there. Couldn't rebound off of the 3-point shot and missed the backside rebound there as Martinez puts this one in.
And that's what's and I was just talking to John before the game started. Vinny Martinez started a little bit slow last year as well too, and so if he can really turn it on, get a lot more of those layups and get those baskets, that's going to be huge for the Panthers to not have to rely just on Tyson Bauer for points. So hopefully that we can see that happen. That's what happened last year with Vinny Martinez. And so we hope that's more of what we're going to see. Hopefully we don't see a lot more of that from Levi Panico hitting that 3-point shot right there. Sophomore 6'4" guard. When you're playing out here, a lot of these guys, they're just the same every year, just generational talent. But the Apaches are very much like Pettisville, very tall, very long, and so you'll see, a 6'4" guard, which we won't see here now in Delta very often.
This press from the Panthers has given Fairview not fits in terms of turning the ball over, but it has slowed them down getting the ball up the floor and allowed the Panthers to get back and just put a little bit of pressure on them so they're not just walking the ball up the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a nice thing, too. Vinny Martinez does a really good job of playing that point guard position, distributing the ball, moving the ball around. And so, that helps get Tyson Bauer into some shooting opportunities when he doesn't have to do everything. That helps out a ton. Right before the break, the holiday break, I don't know if you guys can see or not, Tyson Bauer is not dressed like Batman, but he did break his nose. So he's going to have to be wearing that mask for the majority of the season this year. Due to that nose being broken, he kind of took an elbow from the Plants kid from Genoa across the middle. And it was pretty bad there for a couple seconds. He got it under control, but it really kind of set a situation there for the team for the rest of that game. Tyson Bauer hits that 3-pointer as we're just sitting there talking about it.
I was going to say, it's not helping him back from scoring at all, though. I think he scored 29 points the next game he got hurt.
Yeah, he came right back into that game and was playing just like he normally has, so been really good for him to do that. And he's going to get the block, but he's got him with the body on that foul, so that'll be Tyson Bauer's first foul and that'll be the team's first as well, too.
Number 2, Tyson Bauer, his first, team first.
Yeah, the key for the Panthers this season is going to be who's that next scorer going to be. You have Tyson Bauer he can make shots, he can make and create, but we've seen Vinny Martinez here early on in this game here, driving to the basket and finding some open lanes. He hasn't done that the last few possessions, but the Panthers offense really needs him. We saw Moore go to the basket a little bit earlier this game one time. We need some attacking on offense to give him some pressure, and in that way the help is coming off of Bauer a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And even like John was saying, even if they're just driving, that'll open up some other lanes and some other things of that nature. But hopefully these Panthers get out of just playing role positions and really try to take over and be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side. And Vinny Martinez is going to bring the ball up, looks inside to Gibbons, kicks it back out to Bauer. Bauer looks to spin, tries to hit Vinny on the back side, and he's going to get fouled on the body. Draws a great foul right there for Vinny Martinez, and he'll go to the line shooting 2.
If I felt like that, I'd be off work for 2 days.
At least. Yeah. Somebody have to preach for me on Sunday for sure. That's for Darge.
It was a nice athletic attempt. He's going to get a line.
Yep, he's going to be shooting 2 here. That'll be the Fairview's second team foul. Vinny hits the first. And he's going to miss the second one. Rebound by number 3, Logan Hollinger. And then he'll bring the ball up, dish it around to Noah Schinninger. Schinninger gives it over to Levi Panico. Panico's trying to drive after he hit that 3 earlier. York's giving him some tough defense. Vinny Martinez out on the top. Brady Moore swings it around and drops back in his position. That's what the nice thing about that zone defense. You can cover that guy for a split second, let somebody else come back over. And it makes it a lot easier to play those double teams and not get burnt on the backside on certain plays. A great drive there by Levi Panico on that drive.
Yeah, I was watching Alex York in the middle of that 2-3 zone. He's not your traditional big that would play in the middle of your 2-3 zone, but he's very physical, he's strong. And you see, I think it was Ollinger who went in there for that drive and just shot right over top of him. That's the challenge that the Panthers are going to have. There's not a whole lot of height out there on the floor across the board.
No, not at all. I mean, right now for the Panthers, you got a 5'10", a 6'1", a 6 foot, a 6 foot, and a 6 foot player going against guys that are 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 5'10", and 6 foot. Makes things real tough when you're giving up 3 or 4 inches. And that's the thing as well too, that I love about our wrestling program, because you're going against a kid that weighs the same. It is 2 guys that are very identical, and it makes things a lot easier. Like John was just saying, they need a little bit bigger, so we're going to go 6'1" here and go with Cade Lindermoot coming into the game. Brady Moore getting a quick rest here.
And you saw Fairview got another offensive rebound off of a long 3-point shot attempt. Panthers defense is going to have to shape up on that. We can't be giving up offensive rebounds to teams that can't shoot from the outside, especially.
No, absolutely. Ashton Ailey checking into the score table. He'll be coming in shortly. A nice turnaround jumper by number 32, Jackson Brady, but he misses that shot. Panthers come up with a rebound. Rebound out to York. York gives it out to Martinez, and Martinez over to Bauer. Bauer looks to spin, falls right into York's hand. York to Gibbons and down low in the post. Cade Linderman with the ball now, and he's going to put it up from the block, getting his first points off of his first couple minutes of the game.
Yeah, that was a nice dish by Gibbons to get the ball across the lane off the help.
And we're going to have that pick right there by Tyson Bauer. He's going to stop to take the 3, and he's going to make that 3-point basket. Right at the buzzer of the first quarter.
That's a huge 5-point swing for the Panthers in the first quarter. You get that layup on the one possession, get a turnover, and the full court press, come down, hit a transition 3. What a way to end the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't draw that up any better. Coming out of that, you're looking at maybe being up by 1 to be turning around and being up by 6. So that's a huge improvement for the Panthers. So really glad to see that happen for them tonight. So we'll keep looking and try to see what we're going to do with these substitutions. Coming in for the Panthers, the way they'll start the second quarter will be with Cade Lindermoot, Wyatt Gibbons, Tyson Bauer, Alex York, and coming in for his first time tonight will be Ashton Ailey. In for the Apaches will be number 2, William Zedike. Number 3, Logan Orlinger. Number 35, Nolan Schinninger. Number 32, Jackson Brady. And back in will be Levi Panico for the Apaches.
And watching the bench here, Cale Salyers, who number 1 is a point guard at the beginning of the game. Mostly took one right underneath the eye. He's got ice over there. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly they get him back in the game. I know he's a good athlete.
Yeah, and I know you guys can't necessarily see this, but John and I are all the way at the top of the visitor section, and you can see that goose egg pretty. I mean, it's pretty noticeable.
It's a good size.
Yeah, he caught an elbow or shoulder or something. But yeah, he's going to need a little bit more than ice to get that thing under control. But hopefully, we don't want to have anything happen to one of the players, even with our team or another team, so hopefully he can get back into the game here soon.
Yeah, the good thing is that it doesn't look like they're holding blood or anything like that. It's just probably a good pop right underneath the eye. I didn't see when it happened. I'm guessing it happened in the paint somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Panthers staying in this 2-3 zone.
Ashton Alick up on top with Bowers. Down to the post is still York, Gibbons, and then Cade Lindermoot's got the wing to try to stop those corner threes. We're going to see a lot of motion and trying to get the ball into the post and an inside-out offense from the Apaches. Trying to be able to find a nice quick three-pointer. Driving is not going to be much of an option, even though they have that size. Like John was saying, Alex York just plays too tough down low for anything else to be coming in there. He does give up a couple inches, but he plays tough enough and plays strong enough right there to be able to do it.
Yeah, and this is the challenge offensively, playing against the zone. You can see that's a minute off the clock for Fairview to try to figure out how to break that zone. When you're just passing the ball around, you have 4 guys around the outside standing still. It's really hard. It's easy for the defense to guard that. So you have to get penetration, set screens. See Bauer miss that 3-point shot, rims out.
All right, Ashton Ayler came up with the rebound, got it back out to York. Bauer's looking to drive, and he just barely missed it. Tips his own rebound. Apaches backs out well. They had all 5 of their guys around that hoop right there. I didn't think we were going to come up with that rebound unless it got poked out.
The Ayler and Bauer on top of the 2-3 zone now.
And they're going to keep swinging the ball around, trying to find a little crease somewhere. And we got another 3-pointer. And that's going to be missed. York looks up. He's going to run the fast break. He's going to take it all the way, and he's going to get it blocked.
I like that he's looking to go coast to coast, though. Yeah. He's, like I said earlier, he's not the biggest big that you have in the middle of a 2-3 zone, but if he's able to get rebounds and get down to the other side of the basket or get down to the other side of the court and give us opportunities, that's huge.
Yeah, and he was doing a great job keeping his eyes up, looking to get rid of the ball, looking to do something to try to help the offense in any way they could. Just a little bit of a drop there. Wyatt Gibbons with a bounce pass to Cade Lindermoot, but good defense by the Apaches, causing the turnover quick. We're going to swing it over to the corner 3, and he's going to make it this time. Levi Panico with his second 3-pointer of the game, and so he's got 6 points, leading the Apaches offense, and they're going to be up. They're going to be down 17-16. So that quick 6-point lead is already gone for the Panthers. York with the ball, kicks it out to A-Leg. A-Leg looking to shoot, passes it back to York. York swings it around to Gibbons. The Apaches playing a man-to-man defense. York with a wide-open 3, and he's going to bury it. A great job right there. Great motion. A lot of times you see coaches, they say, you can only, practice. You got to pass the ball 3 or 4 times before you can take a shot, and that's why you see coaches do that. I know players don't like it because sometimes they got an open shot, but that's not what the drill is teaching you. And another 3-pointer.
For the heat check.
Yep. That'll be his 3rd 3-pointer for Levi Panico.
I think they're going to get York underneath on a rebound foul.
The 3-pointer will still be good.
Alex doesn't like the call, and I didn't honestly see it. I'm guessing that those two were fighting for position underneath. But how about Vinny put 5 in real quick? That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now you have Vinny Martinez with 7. You have Ashton Aylig with 5. Tyson Bauer with 6. Alex York with 3. And Cade Lindermoot with a basket. Very well spread out.
Aylig with a nice steal. Just got lost it. It got taken away from him.
Alex York with the hustle play down there. He's going to get called for that foul. That'll be his 2nd. And now we're going to go big here and bring in Walter Haller, the 4th, coming into the game here. This will be his first minutes.
Yeah, those are two frustrating fouls for Alex Udarki. He's feeling that too. He got put in two bad spots there, so he's going to have to come out and sit on the bench for a little bit. As we're sitting in the middle of the second quarter, he's got 2 fouls on him.
And the first basket is made by number 35, Nolan Schillinger.
Number 23, Walter Allen.
And he'll be taking another one. Alex York's probably going to be sitting for the most of the rest of this second quarter, if not the whole thing. And he'll come back in and probably start the third quarter. Schillinger will miss the second one. Hallett with the rebound gives it out to Vinny Martinez. Offense and the defense might look a little bit different now because we're a little bit bigger. Trading in Walter Hallett Jr., or the fourth, who's 6'3", for Alex York, who's only 6 foot tall. So getting a little bit bigger down there in the post. Good drive by Tyson Bauer. He'll stop for a mid-range shot open in the key. And not where you want to be passing the ball is not right there.
That's right. And that's why it's really big for the Panthers to be getting field goals. Once they get a chance to set up this press, that has been giving Fairview a little bit of fit all night long. They really haven't broke it, except for that one time they had a long pass to right here. And Panico, who had that transition 3 where York got the foul underneath. But other than that, the Apaches have not looked real clean breaking that press.
No, not at all. And they've just been almost looking kind of confused, like they didn't know that this was going to be the defense we were running almost. And, we run the same defense every year, as it's known. But they just... And we've got a foul off ball again on number 4, Levi Panico. Coming in for Fairview will be Logan Moiser, and back in will be Cale Salyers. Got that swelling under control a little bit.
Yeah, he looks like he's taking a left hook from Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Don't know if you guys can see that on the stream or not, but that's a pretty big red mark right under his right eye. Tyson Bauer will bring the ball up, give it over to Vinny Martinez to set up the offense. And that's a nice thing with those three have played so much basketball together with each other. They played, 4th and 5th and 6th grade with each other, played 7th and 8th grade with each other. They played last year on the JV team with each other. So having those 3 sophomores on the floor at the same time is really beneficial for the Panthers.
Yeah, Hallett with a real nice offensive board there on the backside. He's able to pull that down and then go back up, gets it. Well, it was not a shooting foul. I thought he was going back up with it.
Coming in for the Apaches will be Jonah Schillinger. Summing in for number 3, Logan Ollinger. Cade Lindermoot has the ball. Kale kid just got bonked in the chin right there as well, too. I mean, he's going to have to be wearing a helmet and a face mask here soon to be able to finish this game. He's going to get a poke check right there, and Vinny Martinez. Loose ball is going to come up in Tyson Bauer's hand with a little bit of a pump fake. And he's going to hit that 3 from on top of the arc.
That's a real nice shot from Bauer, a real confident shot. The play was kind of broken, and he's able to just pick the ball up and knock down a 3 from the top of the key. And he's looking for it again right here.
And he's going to bury it. Another basket from Tyson Bauer. That'll be his 3rd three-pointer of the half. Panthers up 33-20. Like John was saying, when that press is working and you can get those transitions and get them into a press, that's huge to get those easy buckets, and it's hard to beat that, and the Apaches are struggling drastically with handling that press so far. Folks, we just want to mention, normally at the halftime, we want to take a little bit of a break, but we do have what I call our junior Panthers will be playing basketball during the halftime, and so we want to take a quick break and come back and watch that. We'll just let that kind of roll. John and I will take a break there during halftime, but we will keep things rolling. You'll be able to watch our 4th and 5th grade junior Panthers have a scrimmage against each other. So far in the first half, Panthers are up 33-20. Tyson Bauer was not the leading scorer about 3 minutes ago of real time, and now he is. He's got 14 points. He's hit those 3 threes in the first quarter or the first half here. He's gotten hot. He's gotten hot quick. And that's a lot of help, especially when you've got 2 guys off the bench on the floor at a time. Brady Moore coming back in for the Panthers now.
Yeah, what's really helped Bauer is Martinez is sitting here with 7 points.
Absolutely.
You have A-Leg with 5 points. You get 12 points from other people on the roster, other people on the floor. It just gives him more of a threat. It makes the defense what we call honest. You can't just focus on one player. And here again, Fairview is not real clean breaking the press. He barely gets that pass out of there. And this basket's right over Hallett's hands.
Logan Moser with the basket right there. He did a pretty good job in the JV game. And so he's 6'9", sophomore. But he, as much as he gives up in inches on Walter Hallett has him on pounds. It's a pretty skinny kid there, so Walter will be able to move him around. He just kind of got lucky with that shot there. Tyson Bauer misses that three. Transition now for the Apaches.
It's probably a little bit of an ill-advised shot off Bauer. I think he was feeling good.
Oh, yeah.
The timeout. A little bit of a heat check.
Yes. Yeah. It was a good timeout, try to calm everything down. You got a hot player right there with a hot hand. That definitely cools him off for a second. Vinny Martinez, a nice move. Gets blocked from behind.
And you see that timeout for Fairview has really settled their team down. They come out to a 4-point swing here real early. Lead is back down to 9. This is Panika with a nice dump down to Moser. And all of a sudden, that's 6 points that the Apaches have got in 1 minute.
And it was a nice job, too, by Brady Moore. He did what he was supposed to in that zone. We want to push him down to that baseline. Walter Hallett didn't quite come over to help like they thought they were. And that's the tough thing when you're not playing all the time with each other. So when you get a kid off the bench like that, it just makes things tough. Vinny Martinez, again, the same shot, same result, just a little bit short from those would be his left side.
I couldn't tell if that did get tipped. I didn't see if the defender was close enough, but that ball had no spin to it.
It looked weird. It just didn't come off his hand properly at all. The Apaches are going to try to hold for the last shot here with 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Panthers up 7. Apaches with the ball in the corner. Once again, giving up that baseline, forcing you to go into Walter Hallett, and that's a tough spot to play. And he's going to get his own rebound and put it back in.
And here's Fairview. You are feeling good about going to the locker room there.
Yeah, absolutely.
8-0 run. Real nice put back there by Panika, who didn't give up after driving to the basket there. Again, offensive rebounds for you can't be giving that up if you're done.
No, not at all. Especially to the guy that shot the ball as well too. You got to check that guy out. And, he just gets his own rebound and tips it back in. That makes that basket. And like John was just saying, that's an 8-0 run to end the half. We were up 13. We're now only up 5. And so, family and friends, like we said, if you want to stay and watch, we encourage you to watch. We got our 5th and 6th graders are going to be playing.
42. 33. Delta 42, Lake 33, and then third.
Kevin Freeman with an update for you. The Lake game with our Panthers, our girls are up 42-33 at the half. Panthers up 42-33 in our girls game out at Lake. And we're going to take a break here, and we'll see you guys in about 8 or 9 minutes. Put that all the way up to 0. All right, welcome back, Panther faithful. Like we said, we kind of ran into 2 runs there to end the half. Panthers went on I think it was like a 6 or 8-0 run, and then the Apaches turned around and went on, called a timeout, calmed everything down, and then them themselves won an 8-0 run. Put us at a 5-point game right now. Before that, a lot of help coming in for the Panthers. A lot of different players scoring, a lot of different points. And then it became the Tyson Bauer show again. And he went off, hit 2 threes during that 8-0 run. And so now we're at a 33-28 game. And we're excited to see what happens in this second half.
Yeah, like you said, this has been a game of runs. It seems like Delta gets out to about a 10-point lead, and then Fairview pulls it together, and then they go on a 6 to 8 point run. And so right now that's where we're sitting with the 5-point Delta lead. But one of the things that will be interesting in the second half, Fairview did not handle the press well from Delta all of the first half. So what adjustments do they make to get the ball up the middle of the floor?
Brady Moore at the corner 3, and he's going to miss that wide. Gibbons comes down with the rebound, brings it down to the floor. He's going to turn around and miss that basket. And too often in basketball, I think you see teams, they get up and then we got that 8 or 10 point lead. Let's try to slow things down, or they try to do something different. And naturally that just kind of happens. But whether you need to or not, you kind of just take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, here you see both players kind of in an unfortunate position. Alex York is falling down, and Sawyer's just going up for his layup, so he came down on top of Alex York, who kind of accidentally undercut him. So good to see it. Everybody pops up, everybody looks okay.
Yeah, that's Sawyer's kid. He just keeps banging around in there. He's got at least a shoulder to the chin. We're not sure what happened to his eye there, but he definitely had some ice on it. He's got that bruise already happened, and he just got taken down there. So he's going to feel sore tomorrow. But Panthers come up with the rebound. They're going to swing the ball around. The Apaches now moving away from their man defense. They're going to go to a box and 1. They're going to just man up on Tyson Bauer and go to a box 2-2 zone basically, and they're just going to face guard Bauer, which, we were eventually going to see that.
Like we were saying at the beginning of the game here, is you take Bauer out of the game, who's going to step up for Delta offensively? And that's what Fairview is saying right now, is we're going to take Bauer out of the game, who's going to step up for you? We're going to take our bets. So we'll see how, Delta just subbed in Walter Howlett, probably to set some screens and get some inside presence here, hopefully get some easy paint touches. So we'll see what Coach Brighton has dialed up against that box and 1.
And so far, Coach Brighton, what he's done so far is he's moved Tyson Bauer into the point guard position. That's the nice thing about a guy like Tyson Bauer. He can play more than one spot. And so he's going to get the ball, and they're going to still sit in that box and 1. Bauer's going to be face guarded by number 11, Logan Olinger, while the rest of the team goes in that box defense. Vinny Martinez gets the friendly hometown roll, and he's going to make that 3-pointer.
You're absolutely right about the friendly hometown roll. That's a big shot for the Panthers, because that doesn't go in. For your offense, you start to get it's a little bit nervous about shooting, and you don't want that against the box and 1 when they're taking your best shooter out of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vinny's just been coming up short on those 3-pointers, so to get that off the front of the iron is huge. And we're going to get a corner 3.
Interesting to see. I'm watching Fairview's coach here, Panico, look at the assistant coaches. Like, are they just going to shoot us out of this box and 1? And it does look like that might be possible. They're considering it. So we'll see. This next possession for Delta is going to be super important.
Yeah, absolutely. They've gotten 2 3-pointers right in a row. Get that 6 points. Panthers up 39-30, 5:47 left. Apaches have the possession. Panthers now have 2 fouls in the quarter, only leaving them with 3 more fouls left until the Apaches go to the line on any foul. And Cale Salyers will make the first one. He'll be shooting 2. That'll be his 6th point of the game. Getting Salyers back in the game is huge for the Apaches. Him being the only senior on that roster, he's obviously the team leader. Gets that clean open 3. He's going to be a big difference maker in this game. And I think when he subbed in, it was kind of right at those 2 runs right there at the end of the second quarter, and it was pretty much the difference maker in that second quarter. closing that lead back up. Vinny Martinez going to take another three. He's going to miss that one. Brady Moore comes up with the rebound, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. Apaches with the ball now.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more patience offensively for Delta, especially with the team in a box and one. You know, as a coach offensively, that's a big shot by Ollinger. Only Apache within two. Bray's going to talk this one over with his team. Probably draw something up, and like I just said, probably talk to these guys about a little bit more patience offensively. As a coach against a box and one, I always ran man offense. You can run a zone defense, zone offense against it as well. But the big thing is for like Bauer, who's in the one, just run your offense. Set screens. That's how you're going to get open. Don't get frustrated. You got to keep doing what you got to do to keep the offense moving for the team. Yeah, they're denying you, but if you set screens, you're going to get open. And if you make good cuts, you come off shoulder to shoulder screens, you're going to find ways to get open. But more importantly is the others on the floor. You got to keep moving the ball around. You got to get the ball inside. You got to get reversals, paint touches. That's what's going to open everything up, including for Bauer. But you start seeing some open looks for three, just like we saw earlier. What I was mentioning is if you miss those shots, you don't want your players getting apprehensive about shooting the ball. You've got to stay aggressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Vinny Martinez is going to bring the ball up. Bauer's still going to be in that box and one. Vinny Martinez is going to have that. He's going to look down low. He's going to dribble around. Brady Moore looking to shoot, and he's going to drive. Gets Vinny Martinez open three. I think that ball did get tipped that time. Going to swing around Tyson Bauer with the open three, and he's going to drain it.
It's a nice looking stroke there from Bauer.
And you can see, just like John was saying earlier, the Apaches coach immediately just looks at his coaching staff and is like, what are we going to do? And he just takes a seat to take a break for a second. You know, when you're in a box and one, you get a guy open that big. You know, that's a great draw play by Coach Brighton to get that shot open. And good patience by the rest of the team to make that play work. A long three from Cale Salyers. He's going to miss that one. Panthers bring the ball up now. Vinny Martinez to Brady Moore. Wyatt Gibbons trying to post up down low. They swing the ball open to Tyson Bauer. Tyson's going to try to drive. He's going to get double teamed in the corner. Swings it all the way around to Brady Moore. Brady's going to get blocked by the big 6'9" Logan Moiser. And before that shot, a great screen, off-ball screen there by Wyatt Gibbons. Giving Brady that open shot. That's a good shot from Z-Dyke with a nice three there. Apache's down two with 3:30 left in the third. Vinny Martinez is going to bring the ball up. Still trying to face guard Bauer. Trying to set literally two screens to try to get him open, and neither one of them happened as they switched up to go to Williams Z-Dyke to guard Bauer now.
What I'm kind of seeing what we're doing with Bauer is what some teams will do with the 1-3-1 is you say you put that defender in jail. So you have him run baseline, and then you have two screeners on the base. I got hot, didn't I?
No, you're good. It was the other microphone, so we're good.
So you have two screeners on the baseline, and you use that baseline runner to just run off butts and shoulders of those two players.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's huge too for them. And one of the things is that we were trying to. That was a good block. I'm not quite sure if he got him with the body there, but he did a very nice job, at least getting in the right position to be able to do that.
Doc, am I on the right mic?
Yeah, you are. I think you switched mics on accident. So we had a little bit of technical issues there, getting John hooked up. But we do have three microphones up here, and the reason why we have three microphones up here is just in a little bit we're actually going to bring in Brady Smith is going to come in for an interview here. And he's going to talk to us about what just happened with the wrestling team. If you guys don't know, they just went all the way out to Wisconsin for a national tournament, which is really huge for them. And Brady was actually the heavyweight, I guess the MVP for the heavyweight weight class for that tournament, along with Adam Madden in his weight class as well too. Brady Moore with the basket there, which is good. And we're going to continue to keep pressuring it. No run so far in the third, which is good, but a lot of back and forth basketball here so far.
Yeah, that last possession you saw Scrappy Bauer steal. He came down, missed the layup. We ended up getting points out of that, and then here you're going to see Panico come up short. Martinez bringing the ball up the floor. And it does look like They're staying in a box and 1 against Bauer. They're calling an illegal screen.
And we're going to get a full line change almost for the Apaches here. We're not going to be able to list everybody that's coming in, but trying to get fresh legs out on the floor. One of the things that we've seen too with this box and 1, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, John, but it seems like they've been switching almost every possession, which guy's been guarding him, trying to keep those things fresh. So, hats off to the Apaches coach, Panico there, making the halftime adjustment. Like you said, gave up an 8-0 run, made an 8-0 run. What else are you going to do to be able to close that gap? And that's what their decision is, to be able to do that and getting a lot of fresh legs in there, subbing in 4 players. Long shots calls for long rebounds. Rebound going out to the Apaches. Cold off the bench, number 5.
Bauer with a real nice rebound here as he comes on the floor, gets fouled.
Schillinger with the rebound. But yes, like John just said, a great rebound by Tyson Bauer.
Yeah, I think it's interesting when you play against a player like Bauer. You're either you're going to say, "Come beat us," or "We're not going to let you beat us."
Yeah.
Obviously, they're choosing the latter here and saying, "We're not going to let Bauer get us." But honestly, he's making it happen through defense. That's how he's getting the ball right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Vinny Martinez bringing the ball up, looking for. Panthers kind of looking a little confused or lost on what
Fairview matched up. They were originally showing that box and 1. As soon as Martinez brought the ball across half court, they matched up right away. So that did bring a little confusion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that might have been why they made that big change there, is that, those guys are probably better running that zone defense. These guys are a little bit more athletic and play man-to-man here. The Fairview faithful not real happy with that call. If you hear a couple of people yelling, it was definitely debatable. Ref made the call, and you got to kind of deal with it and move out that way. Walter Hallett's going to get the inbound. He's going to get it out to the point guard, Vinny Martinez. Once again, the Apaches out in a man-to-man defense. First time they've done that this quarter. They were doing that the entire first half, and so now they're going back to it. Brady Moore is going to get the ball. He's going to swing around to Bauer. Bauer to Lindermuth to Martinez.
And what you're seeing here for Fairview, we have Panico who's face guarding Bauer. The rest of them are kind of just playing yours straight up, man-to-man, no denial, but they are face guarding and denying Bauer every chance they possibly get.
It's going to be a hard foul down there in the post on Brady Moore.
Fairview foul number 32, Jackson Brady. His first team foul.
Making his way up here right now will be Brady Smith, and at the transition of the quarter here, we will go ahead and get an interview with him. So just a second here, we'll get him mic'd up and ready to go. I'm sorry, not Brady Moore, Brady Smith, my fault. Too many Bradys. Go ahead, sit right there, bud. Go ahead and talk to that mic for me.
Hello?
There it is, perfect. We got Brady Smith here. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the wrestling experience that we had. From my understanding, we've not been to Wisconsin before, so that was the first time we went to the national tournament.
No, it's the first time we've been to the Clash.
Awesome, very good. I know that you guys have a big tournament coming up this weekend at Pitt, but we want to talk about Wisconsin. How was that? Just not the wrestling, but just being able to be hanging out with your friends, doing that type of stuff, being a team, away from everything else, being able to be in the hotel, doing all that other type of stuff. How was that for you?
Yeah, overall it was a super fun experience for everyone. I mean, just like team bonding wise, for sure, going wrestling. I mean, we all went out to eat after. It was just super fun.
Awesome. I'm sorry, you said you went out to eat. You guys are actually allowed to eat.
Some of us.
Some of you guys were. As I was talking to Parker Cohn told me he was really frustrated because on Friday he had a weigh-in and then he had a weigh-in again on Saturday.
Yeah, we did. But for the other people who are underweight.
The underweight people.
So where did the underweight people go to eat?
Yeah. There were a couple of restaurants down the strip there that we on the hotel we stayed. Super cool. Bunch of pizza places.
Awesome, very good. So how was it for you to be able to wrestle? I mean, because a lot of times when you go to these tournaments, you kind of run into some guys you know.
Yeah.
You know, and you've seen them. I mean, it's not like you haven't been a heavyweight for a while here.
Yeah.
So how was that for you? Were you doing a little bit of scouting in between matches? Like, how does that work for you guys?
Yeah, well, we don't really like know anything about matches we're going, but if we like see someone wrestle from a weight class, we'll look over and glance, but most of us are just going in blind, and we're just expected to wrestle our best.
Gotcha, yeah, very much so. Just a really quick break here. After the third quarter, it is 47-40 the Panthers. Tyson Bauer with 20 points leading the Panthers. And so we're going to continue to see that box and one. They just keep shifting some defenses on us. So we'll try to keep you up to date as much as possible, John and I, with what was going on there with the defense and what we're facing as an offense as well, too. So Brady, there's different offense, football, different teams run different offenses, do different things, and other things like that. But is there like regions where down in the South, they're playing a lot of run and gun, and they're trying to play fast football and all that other type of stuff. When you go to these national tournaments where you're facing guys from Wisconsin, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, all over the place, all over the Midwest, do they have different wrestling styles that you're not used to, or that you just maybe not see as often?
I wouldn't say like styles necessarily, but definitely intensity of matches and like wrestling through positions. You see it a lot more in like Iowa and Pennsylvania. They just wrestle a lot more intense, I'd say.
Okay, so it's not as much finesse type stuff. It's a lot of
not necessarily like different moves, but just like being able to chain wrestling and like be able to wrestle through positions and chain moves together.
Gotcha, absolutely. So what do you think? You went 6-0.
Yeah.
And then you were on the, I'm going to call it the Clash All-Star team with Adam, which is great. Congratulations on that. That's why we brought you up here today. I wanted to say congratulations to you in person. But so what were some of the things that made you successful? Seeing other kids that you've never seen before.
Well, I feel like knowing that the team counted on me, it really helped me like focus a lot more when wrestling. And I definitely had some struggles, but I mean, pinning my way through the tournament, I got.
Oh, you pinned your way through. Okay, I didn't know that part.
I had a couple, I guess, not really difficult matches, but some like new positions. I worked on different moves.
Okay.
And I got to like focus on different things I've been wanting to work on, I guess.
Gotcha, yeah, because different guys, they don't see you as well, too, so you can be somebody different as well.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, like, never seen these guys before, never going to see them ever again. Why not just try new stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know, obviously, the team goal is to win the state dual meet.
Yeah.
What is Brady Smith's goal for the year?
Make it to state for sure.
Yeah.
And place.
Place at state.
Yeah.
How close were you last year to doing that?
I got 6th at districts. I didn't place at districts. I got 7th.
7th at districts.
Yeah.
You had to be in the top 4.
Yeah.
So with those guys, did any of those guys graduate that were ahead of you?
Yeah, the state champ graduated heavyweight.
That helps.
And I think a couple more placers. The first and second placers of state graduated, but in my district, I'm not sure.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. And so you guys have Pitt coming up this weekend. How do you think you personally are going to do in that tournament?
Well, I didn't place last year, and kind of same mistake. I'm just hoping to place. I think I'll do good. I'm going to wrestle my best. And I'll see the St. John's heavyweight again.
That was a tough match. I watched that one. That was a little bit heartbreaking.
Yeah, I'll get my redemption.
Yeah.
My revenge.
Yeah, hopefully that happens for you. Well, Brady, we're going to get back to the game, but we wanted to say congratulations on being an all-star at that Clash tournament. And I'm glad that the wrestling team is being as successful as it is right now. Going, what were you guys, 5-1 in that tournament as a team? And you pinned your way through as 6-0. I know Adam Mann also was an all-star as well, too. So we're going to continue rooting for you guys, and hopefully everything else works for you. Good luck this weekend at Pitt. That's a big tournament. I mean, there's 20-some-odd teams there, however many it is. Multiple different. I mean, they're wrestling upstairs, they're wrestling downstairs, they're wrestling all over the place. So good luck this weekend with that, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I know last year this is about the time your team got some big momentum and really charged at the end of the year.
So. That usually accelerates by the end of the year, turning into these hard tournaments towards leagues and state duels. So,
and that speaks to the volume of how hard you guys work, how dedicated you are. You keep challenging yourself week after week. So proud of you guys. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brady.
Yep, thank you, Brady. All right, so after the break, Panthers are going to be still up 7, and these transition. I think this game's going to be. I don't know necessarily if it's going to be the last possession type game, but each possession is going to be massively important for each of these teams.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of missed the last 2 minutes because I was.
Absolutely.
It's great to get him up here and hear those guys talk. We don't always get to hear those stories. Sometimes you get to see the Facebook post, or you might hear from somebody, how the wrestling team did. You might not have known that they went out to Wisconsin, that they were doing a national tournament, that 2 of our wrestlers were, competing against nationally ranked talent
Yeah.
and doing really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really cool to hear those stories. It's great that our kids are getting those opportunities here in Delta. Absolutely. To compete at that level. So here, we've got 6 minutes left. We've got a 5-point game. One thing I've noticed is, right at the end of the third quarter, Bauer put in a heck of a shot to give Delta that 7-point lead that we went into the fourth quarter. Looks like Fairview is sticking with that box and one. Right now they have Olinger face guarding Bauer. Here's A-Leg in the corner.
And that's his second corner three of the night.
And he's hit critical shots tonight. I think he's 3 for 4. Those corner threes have been deadly.
Yeah, and he's got 8 points coming off the bench. And it doesn't matter what team you're on. If you got a guy scoring 8 points off the bench in high school, that's huge. That's incredibly important for a team like the Panthers that have been struggling to find that 2 or 3 guy, the second or third leading scorer. And so to have one of those guys be the guy off the bench is incredibly important as well, too. It takes a lot of stress off the rest of the team. Panico with a very long three.
Shot that from the 10-foot line on the volleyball court.
Yeah. I mean, I could only see the back of Coach Brighton's head, but you could see his eyes roll from right up here. There's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, we were checking him out right there, but like John just said, it's on the 10-foot line from the volleyball line. And we're going to answer back from Brady Moore hitting that three-pointer.
Sire shows to push it in transition, and he gets the ball inside, but that was Mosier who missed the layup.
And that's the nice thing about a guy like Alex York. Like we said, he's a little bit undersized for that, bottom middle guy of a 2-3 zone. But when he has that rebound, he can go. It's not like, one of the traditional big guys that as soon as he gets the ball, if he dribbles right then and there, everybody panics. You don't want to see one of those guys dribble.
Absolutely, and that's one thing I'll give Coach Brighton credit on here is teaching your kids the tempo. We know that typically we want to slow the game down, but if we have one of our, we're going to call our guys bigs, right?
Yeah.
If our 3, 4, or 5 get a defensive rebound, we want to get out in transition. That's the time to push the tempo before the defense gets set up. That's a hard mindset to teach your kids is when to push and when to fall back and walk the ball up the floor.
Absolutely. And a great drive by Tyson Bauer trying to draw the foul. Doesn't. He comes up with his own rebound, gets a head fake, and as soon as you get that head fake, you get that guy up off the floor, and then you just jump up into him and you grab that foul. Tyson Bauer is going to hit the first. Coming in for the Panthers is going to be our starters, Wyatt Gibbons and Vinny Martinez coming back into the game. So on the floor is Wyatt Gibbons, Alex York, Tyson Bauer, Ashton A-Leg, and Vinny Martinez. Tyson Bauer's taking the second shot, and he's going to hit both. Great foul. Gets that first foul for the Apaches, which would be important late in the game here. And then he makes both of the shots.
Yeah, the Panthers had a 10-point lead. You see they took the press off and just fell back in the half-court defense, not giving any chance for transition points. Panico put Bauer on his butt. He missed the three.
Yep. Tyson kind of tripped over his own feet there. And Panico missed that three, and he's going to dish it around. He got a corner three open now for the Apaches, and we checked out, but not enough guys down there in the post. They're going to get an easy rebound.
And again, that was 2 offensive rebounds there for Fairview. Coach wanted that timeout right after the made shot, probably to set up a press. You got 3:44 left on the clock. You got an 8-point deficit. Fairview has 2 timeouts left after this, so I'd imagine after they score, they're going to be calling timeouts to set up that press and try to get some cheap transition buckets here.
Yeah, and the Apaches have 2 timeouts left. They just called a full timeout. And checking back in for the Apaches will be number 35, Noah Schinninger. Also on the floor for them will be Gavin Mead. At number 2, William Zedike. Number 3, Logan Olinger. And then number 4, Levi Panico. For the Panthers will be Vinny Martinez, Alex York, Wyatt Gibbons, Tyson Bauer, and Ashton A-Leg will stay in the game as well, too. It'll be 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. Going to be an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter in a high school game. Kind of seems like a big lead, but there's been a lot of transitions and a lot of three-pointers in this game. So don't just walk away from the screen here. There's going to be a very close game coming up here to end the game. Right now, the possession arrow is to the Panthers. Fouls are 0 for the Panthers and 1 for the Apaches with 3:44 left in the fourth quarter. Like I said before as well, too, the Apaches have 2 timeouts. Panthers have 4 of their 5 timeouts.
And we're going to see how well Delta can take care of the ball here down the stretch. That's going to be the story of this game. Is right now shot selection is going to be super important, and ball security. Keep out of traps right there. Bauer, real nice pass back to Martinez. Keep your head up. Good fundamentals, and that was perfect.
And then Haley with the pump fake, and he's going to drive to the baseline. He's going to make that basket, give him a clean 10 points for the game.
And if you're Fairview's coach, that is super frustrating. Your team actually has pretty good press. A long, deep pass goes. Alig with a real nice shot. It's kind of not quite a dagger yet. We still got a lot of ball to play, but that is definitely disheartening. And that was Olinger, who's put in 4 threes, I think, for tonight. And that was a critical 3 for Fairview to just keep them within that 10-point range. So they're still down 7. And here again, they're going to be super aggressive. This is the point where if you're Fairview, you're taking your chances, you're being aggressive. If you happen to get a foul, it's not at the end of the world. We're going after the ball and trying to get cheap turnovers here.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things as well, too, is, the Panthers are very disciplined on beating the press. One of the things, John, you mentioned, before the new year, you kind of use, in high school, you can use those volleyball lines. That's where you want to stay. You want to avoid that half-court corner. And the Panthers do a really great job of doing that. And they're just a hard team to press. Like we said, they're small on the floor. And that helps, you've got a lot of guys that anybody can dribble. So that's extremely helpful.
Yep. That was a really great defensive play there by Noah Schenger, who was straight up. Bauer is a little out of control coming into the basket. Probably just didn't see him standing there, to be honest. Came away with a big opportunity there for Fairview. But they did come up short. Delta's got the ball back. Then Martinez is going to swing it over to Alig. He does have White. He was wide open.
Yep. Wyatt's going to look to drive, and he tries to kick it back out to Alig. Off the Apaches, out of bounds. 2:16 left in the quarter, or left in the game, actually. The Panthers up 57-50. You see a lot of pressure on the inbound there. They're trying to double team Vinny Martinez before he brings up the ball, but they've been doing a great job of getting the ball over half. Like John was saying, we're not looking necessarily to always score and try to push the ball every time, but we're trying to slow it down a little bit because there's not a lot of time left, but right there we see Tyson Bauer get double teamed, and he just couldn't quite get rid of the ball to somebody else.
So if you're Fairview right now, you've got Olinger who's hit some threes, and you've got Panico who's hit some threes, so you're definitely looking for those guys. Zedek right now, number 2, is capable. He's a very good shooter. He's not typically looking for his shot. He's more of a disher. But here you've got Panico trying to get something happening, and Bauer got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, absolutely. Got definitely a hold right there on Tyson Bauer. That'll be his second foul and the team's first foul of the quarter. And we'll keep an eye on that. As soon as Tyson got the ball, they double teamed him. So I'm not quite sure if that's the end of the game type defense that they want to be running. So we'll try to keep an eye on that as well. Panico in the corner. He's going to try to force that three-pointer, and somehow that's going to fall.
That's the roll. You see Matt Brain just put his hands up. Like, how are you going to stop that? It was a two-pointer because he stepped into the defender. I think he was looking for a cheat bucket and foul.
Coach Brighton gets the timeout instead of the foul there. I think if he wasn't trying to call that timeout, we would have got a foul. Not looking to make any substitutions on the floor for either one of the teams. It'll be 1:22 left. Panthers up 5, and they do have the possession arrow, 4 timeouts to themselves, to the Apaches, who have only 2 timeouts left in this game. Like I said, it's going to be a very close one, down to the wire here game for us. Like John just said, they've got 2 or 3 guys. There are 2 guys that have been hot today from behind the arc, and a couple of their guys that could definitely get that way very quickly.
Yeah, one thing you want to notice here is, so if you're Fairview, you've got 2 timeouts left, but the bigger story is they only have 2 fouls. And so if I'm Fairview right now, I'm probably pressing and denying the first pass. If they happen to get the ball in, I'm trapping that first pass, and if they happen to get out of that first one, then you've got a foul. You've got to get that up to 5 fouls and get them on the line and get the ball back. Possession right now is more important. You can't afford for Delta to be passing the ball around. So if you're Delta right now, it's good screens, good passes, 2 feet, 2 hands, all the good fundamentals that you learned in 3rd grade from Darren Moore and from Andy Welch. That comes into play right now.
Absolutely. And so right now on the floor for the Apaches is number 3, Logan Olinger, is the only one with 3 fouls. Everybody else has 2 or less on the floor right now. And so you want to get to about 4 fouls, 14 fouls. So on that 5th one, you put them to the line. So if there's a clear look and a shot, you try to get that foul on the floor.
That's where you're trying to trap you. Bauer's not the guy you want to foul, though. So get that ball out of anybody else's hands. There you go.
Alex York with a big 3. That's a huge shot. That'll be his 6th point of the game, and that's just a dagger. And that's the thing we've been talking about for weeks on weeks. Is just needing a couple other guys. You know, they don't have to get the second leading scorer, but just being able to take those shots and be willing to take those shots and to be able to play that basketball that way has been huge. Panthers right now on the floor have Vinny Martinez with 10 points, Ashton Alig with 10 points, and Alex York with 21. And on the bench as well, too, Brady Warren's got 2 threes to his name as well, too. I think he's got 8 total points. And that's the difference. And that's what's going to continue to keep winning these games for the Panthers. You know, earlier in the year, if they would have been playing like they had been, this would have been another one of those one-point games where, you know, it comes down to the last possession. And right now, we're just trying to play against the clock. We're not even playing against the Apaches anymore.
And how about Alex York? Comes down here on the offensive side. He hits the 3 to really put the game away. And on the defensive side, dives after the ball, loose ball on the rebound, and is able to throw that out to Vinny Martinez. Really put the game away for Delta.
And Nico with a long 3 again.
I say that he drains a 3.
Oh my goodness. I mean, if it's in his hands and he's anywhere on the half court, he's going to shoot it. You know, he knows there's a short clock. There's only 30 seconds left. His team was down 10 at that point. He's going to shoot the ball.
And he's got nice range, too. He can keep form from, like we saw earlier, he hit it from the 10-foot line on the volleyball court. He can shoot really from anywhere.
Yep, and I won't be surprised if, you know, with the guys that are on the floor right now, we got a guy with 1 foul, 0 fouls, 2 fouls, 1 foul. And then we have Alex York, he's got 3 fouls, but we can sub him in or out. We only have 1 team foul, you know. A guy like Panico, who's hit a couple threes in the game, if he's got the ball, you know, foul him. You know, and make them reset, have to re-put in the ball. They got to re-inbound it. They've got to redo the whole play. You can do that 3 more times, you know, and nobody's really in foul trouble. Alex York's not even up on the top anyway, so he's the only guy that's in foul trouble. So, you know, if I'm Coach Brett, I might be thinking about, hey, you know what, if number 4's got the ball and he's anywhere near the 3-point line, hack him. Make him reset, make him redo something. You know, it's a little bit cheap, but, you know, that's the advantage you get by being up late in the game.
That is one strategy, and if you're down here, you got to take care of the ball. You imagine they're probably going to try to get a turnover here in the backcourt. You only have 30 seconds left, so you don't have a whole lot of time. It's a 3-possession lead, so once they get the ball across half court, you have to foul, but you really want to deny here, try to get a trap right out of the inbounds pass. Delta's not looking to go deep, so there's Alec, there's the double team, but he gets it reversed, and that's Jackson Brady's going to pick up the foul there, and that's on Alex York, but he's not going to the free throw line yet. It's a 4th foul.
4th foul. And while we got this quick break, I want to give a shout out to Logan Snarowski, doing a great job doing our tech stuff for us tonight. With Mr. Freese not here, Logan stepping in and doing that. And like we've said the whole time, this is not about John or I or about the sports. It's about giving everybody an opportunity. So, you know, bringing in these kids like we did with Brady Smith to get him an interview, to hear his story, to find out what's going on, to give these other kids some opportunities to do some tech stuff is really important as well, too. So big shout out to Logan tonight, doing all of our tech stuff, making sure everything's running smoothly for us. Apaches will get the ball.
So if you're watching that play there, Wyatt Gibbons thought off a made basket, you have a run of the baseline. He thought he had that. That was a spot foul, so he took 2 steps, got a traveling out of bounds. Doesn't happen very often, but that's how Fairview ended up get the ball. And also, while you mentioned that Logan was put under pressure here at the beginning of the night, I think our session timed out as we were waiting to go live. And also shout out to Derek Freese as he's in Lake watching his daughter play. So right before the girls' game was getting started, he checked in with us, make sure everything is okay, and we had to troubleshoot here. So I appreciate him making the check-in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting everything up and running tonight.
Absolutely. So now with the 15 foul, that will send Tyson Bauer to the line. He'll miss his first. 14.7 left in the game. Panthers up 7. And Bauer will hit the second one. The Panthers will be up 8 with 14 seconds left. Apache the turnaround 3. Good rebound by Wyatt Gibbons. He's going to dribble it out, and that's going to be the game there, folks. Panthers are going to win 63-55. Just a quick announcement for you. There's been some game time changes, so if you're watching or planning on watching a game on Thursday or Friday for either one of our high school teams, check out our schedule online and make sure that you're in the right place. I know that there's only going to be just the one girls varsity game here on Friday, and that'll be the only game we have. The JV girls will be playing at Bryan on Thursday, along with our JV boys and then our varsity boys, and so it'll just be one game on Friday at 5:30. I can't say this for sure, but I know Walt Steele, our AD, is a big Ohio State fan, and I know there's a lot of other Ohio State fans out there, so my assumption is that's why those things changed. I'm glad to see that as well, too, because I signed up to do the game, and so I'll be able to get home before that game starts. But next time you'll see us will be Friday at 5:30 for the varsity girls game. This is Kent Winkler and John Burke, our superintendent, signing off for you. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.